All right, I am on my ever non-ending quest to try and get enough money to move up to Tour 11. I want to get to 300 million before I move to Tour 11, and then I can just live in Tour 11. So here we go. Here we go, and they just changed the courses. Now it's Drumore Links, Royal Portrush, Centauri Harbor. So we got some new holes in here. So we will see. I'm going to get my calculator going. I do not have any notes in front of me. I have no idea where my note sheet's at. It's not with me. No idea. Centauri Harbor. This is a hole that is new. New for me in this tour. The whole goal really is to get on that little island. If I add on 10%, that's 10-2. There's 6. 7-2, 8-4, 9-6, 10-2. Isn't it perfect? Perfecto. Just bleed out. I think the closer, like, you might be able to get a little bit. There's a little hillside right there, and if you get to that hillside and you're carrying any speed, you can kind of see the shadow right here. And if you're carrying any speed, you can roll off real easy. I think from right there, I'm about as close as you can get. You could get closer, and you can shoot that way. And there is a freaking shot from over there, as a matter of fact. And in tournament play, I've switched. And that's how I'm playing the shot in tournament play. So I'm going to play from over there from now on. Because there is a killer wood shot. It's like plus 10% straight to the cup. Nice. And now I'm gonna be in a spot because there is a shot here, but it's probably a red line issue. I'm right in between clubs, right in between. So it's 1.1 times 6.4 divided by 1.8 is 3.91 rings. I'm gonna do 4 rings. Four hole rings. And a 1 ring great to the right, just for good luck. I don't like taking long putts like that. Dang it. I'm going to hit it straight like my opponent because they're going to have a beautiful wide open right down that lane. Right down that opening right there. Shot right straight. Now, I wonder, there's a different, I could have swore there was a different pin placement on this hole. This might be one of those holes they have multiple pin placements on. Maybe. But it seemed like there was a straight up shot. Or maybe I was just getting further down in the hole. Who knows? No dice? They had a beautiful look at it. Beautiful. Isn't it perfect? In the hole. Perfect. See if my opponent can get in. They got a much easier shot than me. Much, much easier. Perfecto. All right, off to a shootout we go. And I've been doing plus 30% on this. Man, jeez. I almost feel like I need to do 50% on it. There's max. There's min. I'm going to do a 40% times 12.2 divided by 1.8. 9.5 rings. I have to snap it off. Perfect. Wow, I glanced over and I can't believe that I got it back to perfect. Just a little teeny bit of an overpull. Like what I did, like mine, I did a 40% at minimum club. I do that minus 0.2. This is where I did make a note sheet for the holes. They must have just changed them here in the last day or two. Because I just did it. It was Gokasha Bay. One of the courses here is the same, but the other two are different. Waterfield Sands. I have no idea. That wasn't a bad shot. 588. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Good game. Let's play again. Come on. No dice. No dice. Then I forgot where I was at. I was just taking shots. Let's clear a slot. We will open up a slot. And I did get my off-roader maxed out. Level 8. Let's see what it is. Now we can side-by-side comparison it to the Nirvana and see distance-wise the Nirvana still got it. And ball guide, and that's close, but the off-roader does have it. Curl. Nirvana. I think everything else except for accuracy. And I will tell you that what's throwing me off is this right here. Like I do like this stuff because, especially the topspin, because you add on 25 topspin is more than the 2 that you lost here. But so I mean, and you get better ball guide. So I mean, there's no like, the downside for me is that the Nirvana hits exactly the same as my Spitfire. And so if I switch, well, I'll switch. I'll try it. I'll use the same numbers as the Nirvana. I'll play it like it's a Nirvana, and we'll see how far off I am. Like if there's some slight adjustment I can make. We'll try it. All right. That is what a level 8, and there's a billion level 8s out there. I never really paid attention to what kind of clubs my opponent had. When the game first came out, that you could have 50 trophies and be playing against somebody that was a maxed out trophy player at the time. And so they could do stuff and get stuff done that you couldn't do. They didn't necessarily at that time have their clubs maxed out, but they could do stuff that you couldn't do. 1.1 times. I'm going to do it 1.2 times the wind divided by 1.2. So I'm going to pull just the wind, whatever the wind is. Nice. got 4 backspin on there. Times, so it's just the wind at 7.6. 5, 6, 7, 6. I'm going to put some curl to make sure it comes around. Isn't it perfect? This is a hole too that I should have switched bags. I should have switched to my Horizon bag. My Horizon has more topspin and it's only like 1 yard distance, but it's the difference between that 85. Now my opponent has got the leg up, but there's the deal about hitting over to the other side is that it's not a guaranteed deal and you could end up easily in the drink. I have a shot from up here of being able to, especially depending on which way the wind's blowing, and the wind's blowing the right way. And if you can touch the green, it'll roll down to the cup. All you have to do is touch the ground. I have not been able to reach the green yet, and the second shot is no walk in the park if I have to take it. Okay, I'm up there as far as I can go. Now that wind's not going to do much for me. .88. It is 8.8 divided by 1.3 is 6.76 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 6. And a 1 ring grate to the right just for flavor. Catch the slide, catch the slide, catch the slide. Touch the green, there you go. All the way to the hole. All the way to the cup. Excellent, excellent. That's what I'm talking about. But with the big topper, or excuse me, with the Horizon there, I would have had more topspin. And I got a little, this is the first time I played the hole where I had tailwind. Seems like every other time I've played it, and it's been like 5 or 6 times now where we've had a headwind. And I wouldn't necessarily call that a tailwind, but it was in the right direction. Isn't it perfect? Perfecto! In the hole! Eagle. All right. Going to a shootout. It's a draw. Let's see if I can remember how to play par 3s. The one club that, okay, I do this in a 30%. 1.3 times. You got to leave it a little short because it rolls out. It's uphill to about right in here, and then it goes through a little bit of a downhill, and then it wants to roll out. If you have a big headwind day, you can run it almost to the cup, like right to the cup, and that's about where it'll end up. Times the wind divided by 1.5. This is going to be at mid cataclysm. It's going to be close because it'll wrap around in the back and roll in. Yeah, that's like 2 something. 222. Look at that. Nice shot. Nice shot. Okay, I want 5 rings out, so I'm going to put my white ring on the fringe. Or on the rough. .9, 9.44 rings. 6:44 exactly. Hitting it perfect. We'll see if I got it right. Pretty close, man. It's scary when it comes up there because it leaps forward and springs forward. Good game. Good game, my man. Good game. It's a rematch. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to win your money back. All right, let's go clear a slot since they didn't replay us. Harvesting clubs. We're farmers. The deal is that I like that they give us. I like that they're giving us something. I like it. Here we go. Back out on the course. Royal Port Rush. Now these are newer courses and I think these are pretty straightforward. So like from a one-on-one perspective, I would imagine that on almost all of these Royal Port Rushes, you're going to have to screw up epic in order to not go to a shootout. .6. If I add on 10, that's 9.4. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. I'm going to put just a little bit back on. And a one ring great to the right. Just roll her up there. Man, that looks like it's uphill, so I'm not going to add on. I'm just going to take a straight up shot. Theoretically, you're supposed to take wind off. You should have to take wind off on an uphill shot. But that's not how it works. If he hits that a bunch, no, that was perfect. What pisses me off is when my opponent hits a 2 or 3 ring great and I'm thinking to myself, that helped you. Because if they'd hit anything to the left, it would have been bad. Okay, there's max, there's min, so I'm at about mid club, which is 1.5 per ring. So it's 13.2 divided by 1.5. If I did it straight up, it's 8.8 rings. There's 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That was a little off in my original spot. Oh, and I fucking hit it good. How good is that? What was I thinking? I know, what was I thinking? Man, that shot went like totally astray. I had the setup. What were you thinking? There was some kind of a miscue between my stylus and the touchscreen. It had to be. It couldn't be user error. And they're lucky they're on the fringe there and not on the green. Alright. Let's get serious here. And a one ring great to the right. Missed. Dang it. I hate losing on the course. If you lose in a shootout, that's you know, hey, there's shootouts. Shit happens. But losing out on the course is unacceptable. Especially when you laid it up so that you'd be in a spot so you'd have an easy shot coming in, so that there was no way that shit would happen. That's such a horrible second shot. Maybe they'll replay. Maybe. Come on. Come on. There you go. Take advantage of me. Take advantage of me. Whew, man, maybe I can get some redemption. What were you thinking? Royal Portrush. Once again, one of those straight down the pike holes. I think these are pretty close to, like, I think on the drives there might be a little, but a lot of the shots to the cup, I think, on this course are pretty, like, if there is an adjustment, it's super small. And if I have to, I'll lay up in front of those sand traps. I don't need to get in front of them. Or you can do what he did and get right through them. If I add on, I'm just going to do 6, and that's a ring set. Isn't it perfect? Let's see if our wind adjustment was good. Yes, sir. No fuss, no muss. No overpower. Not that you can't make it from there, but they're in the good stuff because they bounced out of the sand. If they had a Spitfire, and at this level they probably have a Spitfire, it's the same distance. It's a little less in distance than a Grizzly, but it's got tons of topspin. Doesn't have a lot of backspin though. But you hardly ever need backspin with it. Look at the little bowl that it's in. So when you're rolling down that thing to get on the flat to it, right before it gets to the cup, it's got, depending on what angle it hits that bowl at, it'll flare it off. There's Max. There's minimum Grizzly, which is 1.3 per ring. So it's 8.1 divided by 1.3 is 6.23 rings if we don't make any adjustment, just 6.23. There's 5, 6, 23. Hitting it perfect. Needed to add on a little. Like maybe 10%. I was hoping to win right there so that we could be back-to-back win out on the course. Shut the door. No dice. Dang it. Dramatic effect right there. We didn't write that into the script. What the hell were we thinking? Yeah, it's gone to the birds. Did you hear those birds in the background? The crow, there he is. It's a draw. All right, let's see what hole we got here, because there's some of these holes. There's two brand new courses, so there's some of these par threes I haven't seen before, and I can't remember for the life of me on this one. I'm gonna do 20 times 9.3 divided by. I am in Grizzly. There's Max Grizzly. I'm in Mid Grizzly. It's 1.1 per ring in Mid Grizzly. It's 11.16. It's Mid Grizzly. It's 1.1. It's 10.14 rings. There's 10.14. Hitting it perfect. You can watch my speed there just a little, but that trajectory, if it would have stopped where it was closest, once you can get it to the point where you get your speed right, then you can start really, like right there, the way the wind was blowing, I over pulled it with a 20%. Maybe a 15. Nice, nice. Very close. Did I beat him? Did I? I can't remember what mine was. How far away was I? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's see if they'll replay. Come on. Give us some bonus action. Come on. Ah. All right, I'm back. Hold on. All right, now I'm back. I'm for sure back. Faux show. Let's get rid of those balls so that thing will quit popping up. There we go. One-on-one. Tour 10. Here we roll. Centauri Harbor. This is one of the newer holes. I have no idea how to play this, so anything I do is a pure guess. That's definitely, on these particular types of drives, that's at least a 10, probably a 20% on the drive, and I can see a couple different ways to go down there. I don't know that I've played these from the Pro Tee, so I don't know what the look is. Like, the real thing is just to lay up right here, and then you've got a clear shot at it. You can go around the sand on either side or over the sand. You've got several options depending on your bags. If you brought out the right ball and the wind was blowing the right direction, you have all kinds of options. And they are using a power 3 ball. And it is the Titan, the king of balls. That is exactly what I was talking about. I'm going to pull back a little. See where my second bounce is coming out. I'm going to only do 4 topspin. And man, that feels like too much. I'm going to do like 3 because I just want to be in the fairway. 3 and 3. 9, 7. Half a set is 6. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. I'm only going that far. And a 2-ring grate to the right or left, which is the worst side to possibly hit it on because it puts you more into rolling off the edge. Yeah, I'm glad I took that topspin off. felt like it was going to roll out. I was trying to be up more on the top of the hill, and I didn't want to involve myself with the little hill there. I wanted to be where he's at. Almost exactly. Now they're in their wood. This would be a great hole for a... The deal is it's so hilly down there that I think even with a Guardian that you might have a hard time getting that close to it because it's so hilly. Like in order to get your ball guide to go to it. I'm going to do a 20%, and I think it's actually more. But I'm going to do a 20. I'm going to do a 30. Times 11.1 divided by... There's max. There's min. There's min club. 1.8 per ring. .8 per ring. It's 8 rings. It's 8.01. 5, 6, 7, 8 rings. And then I'm going to short shoot the hell out of it. And a grate, just for good measure. Close. Yeah, I have no idea because I hit the red line. I thought I gave myself a little bit enough room, but I evidently didn't give myself even near enough room. I did give myself, it was 8.01. I think I gave myself like a half a ring set. Those last 3 were grim. Perfecto. In the hole. All right, we didn't lose out on the course. It's the first time I played that hole, I think, from the Pro Tees. Maybe. This is 0.3 times. That seems like I'm in minimum club here. Like, I'm not sure this shot would work if I had a big tailwind day. I think my only other option if I want a consistent shot is to hit off of that little lily pad, and I do not want to hit off of that hillside if I can help it at all. That hillside sucks unless you hit it way down at the very bottom. But that hillside sucks even down at the bottom. There's a rough bump you can do here if you bring out all the right stuff. But I'm sure I didn't bring it out. You could. There's man. There's Max. I'm going to see what that looks like. I'm going to do a plus 30%. .9 divided by 1.5. 6 rings. It's 5.98, but who's counting? 5, 6 rings. Hitting it perfect. I want to see, I'm curious to see if that hits or if I need to pull more than 30%. I need to pull more than 30% if I want to do that. This is like a 50% hole. Especially with that much backspin. Good game. Let's play again. Rematch. No dice. Damn it. Damn it to hell. We have a long ways to go at this rate. We're trying to get to 300. If our goal is 300 million before we move to Tour 11 and don't leave. I have friends out there that have played Tour 11 and they're laughing at me, I'm sure. Seven. I'm gonna do 7, 7. So there's 7, 2 plus 6 is 7, 8. I want it to be going in that direction. Even though I hit it great to the right, it's still going to the left. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa down. Whoa. I'm going to make sure I don't put all the topspin on it because I don't want to be that close. I don't need to be that close. You only need to be like out in here. Sometimes people come out here and they'll screw up out here, or they'll get caught up right here and they'll struggle to get on. And so you can win out on the course. So you always, especially when you go first, you want to make sure your shot's in the fairway. It forces them to have to go with the shot. And this is a shot that, like, you can eyeball this shot. There's some shots that, like, usually when I'm pulling like here, I want to make sure I hit in the spot. But if you're using the wind, there are techniques that you can do to, you're not really pulling the wind out, you're just allowing the wind to, you know where the wind's going to push you. Nice. Okay, we got a Cataclysm and we're at max club. I'm going to pull back just a bit. Okay, it's 1.1 times 10.8 divided by 1.3 is 9.13 rings. And a great to the left. And I got lucky. There was like 2 bounces up there that I got lucky that those bounces didn't clip the rough. They were like one blade of grass away. I think on both of them they would have bled out and got onto the green and rolled down the green a little bit, but you have the benefit, you can rewind it and see what I'm talking about if you didn't see it already. What do you mean you didn't see it already? That will work out fine. I don't think they... Why are you putting on any overpower at all, dude? And you're not putting any curl or anything on it? The freaking grate to the left helped them. Because they wouldn't have gone slow like that down that hill if they'd hit it perfect. That was like a 2-ring grate. They would have hit out there on the fairway and that would have gone for a bigger distance. They were saved by the grate. I like it. It is fast. I'll be the first to admit that it is faster to play tournament solo, but the deal is that it's fun to play against other people because they might be doing a shot and you're like, wow, why didn't I think of that shot? Or you see them do a shot and it didn't quite work, and then you replicate it with the same equipment and you make the correction. Those are the people that are apt to replay you. Man, this is another one of those ones. 20, was there one that was 25%? 1.25 times 11.1 divided by, there's max. I'm in mid grizzly. .1 is 12.61 rings. There's 10. Here's the 6-1. I gotta go. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto. Wherever we were aiming, it caught the slide. It hit the ball guide there, because the ball guide's appearing and disappearing. It's got so much stuff that it's traveling, because it's going from the bottom down here. There's bounce number 1, and let's see how they tighten it up, and we'll see where their bounces are. Yeah, you could bring a club where you could start off on the green and tighten it up. This is another hole where the Guardian would be a good club, because you could get to the green and tighten it up. I think they're going to leave the wind in. No, they pulled some wind out. They pulled some more wind out. Theoretically, that should be way short. That's probably going to be dead on. There you go. There you have it. That's how you get your ass handed to you. Several in a row. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Damn it. Let's rematch those people. There we go. Instant replay. Instant bonus action. Dio fan. Ronnie James Dio. I remember when the first Dio album came out. That's how old I am. I remember buying the album. All right, let's do 11. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. Getting it perfect. Just layer up. And this is another hole that we should be taking wind off. I'm going to do a straight up shot. Whatever the wind is, wherever it's at, and we can see whether we need to be taking wind off or add wind on if we get this hole in the future. This is another one of those holes that it's super easy if you screw up in order to recover. I like it in one-on-one play if we getting the par 5s. Faux show. Let's see if my opponent can do it. They're doing some special stuff. Great. See, that's what I'm saying, is you can end out in the rough. Now, if that was bluegrass and you were in some areas, that could be really bad. Really, really bad. There's Max Thorne. I'm at max. No matter what. 7.5 divided by 1.8 is 4.16 rings. .16. Oh man, I could have swore that was perfect. Would have been short. Would have been short. But if you do add anything on there, it's got to be a little, because that was one ring great and that was one ring great. Mid Nirvana, 4 per ring. It's about 2 rings. That's with the titch. And they hit a 2 ring great to the left. Alright, we are going to a shootout. Let's see if we can win one of these for a change. I try not to remember from one to the next unless you make a big mistake out on the course. I know on one of these holes I lost out on the course. The rest of them I do know that I've won some because I've had to open up some chests. But I don't think I've reached my goal of 75%. Birdie, birdie. It's a draw. Man, this is a hole that I'm trying that shot on the other side with my Cataclysm where I'm doing the max backspin shot. If I play it out here, I'm really close to being minimum club where I'm switching clubs and it's jacked up out here. And where I can play off that hill and then I'm always, no matter which way the wind's blowing. But I try and avoid those types of hills if I can ever help it. And I'm still trying to figure out the wind on this. I'm going to do a 50% wind adjustment. Let's overpull it if that's the case. 12.4 divided by, there's max, there's min. I'm at mid club, which is 1.5 per ring. So it's just the wind. It's 12.4. Okay, 12.4 rings. There's 10. There's 12.4. Boom. Let's see if it even hits the fairway. That was a 50% wind adjustment, and that's pretty close to where I was aiming it. 435. I think I could tighten that up just a little bit. I think I took a little bit of the backspin off in order to stretch out the topspin. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's go. Let's go. No dice, Mr. Dio. The Dio fan. I think it was Tower Records in Modesto, California is where I bought that album. I bought an Aussie hat that day with the little flaps, the little safari flaps. Centauri Harbor. Oh man, this hole, I swear to you that this hole, down in the hole, it carries, like if you're like got a tailwind day and you're putting everything on it, it carries about 100%. So if you got a 10 wind, it's going to push you like it was a 20 wind. Full ring set's 12. There's a little. I'm just trying to lay it up down there, so I don't care if it pushes me back a little and I'm not quite as far down there. And it did push me off quite a bit on the left hand side. I probably should have pulled at about 50%. Yeah, because I had that set up pretty close in the middle, trying to come down the lane and giving myself tons of room on either side. And I came dangerously close to that rough. You don't need to be that close to that rough in order to get a second shot. But if you end up in that rough, you will not have a second shot. Like my opponent is. There's a word for what my opponent is. I try not to say those. I try not to say that when I'm shooting by myself. When I'm shooting with other people, who cares? Come on, man, we're having fun. Give myself a little bit of room on the red line. I'm going to put on a little less than that. Maybe one topspin. Okay, it's 12.5 divided by 1.3. 961. And I'm 1 ring grade on the inside, which is the worst thing that I could have possibly done because of right there with that sand. Oh, and that's even worse, just barely getting on the green. You can over curl it into that sand when you're coming around. This is a difficult putt. This is the type of putt with these new stuff that you can easily find yourself in an overpower situation where you have to overpower it. And I'm not the best putter in the game, so my opponent still has a shot, an easy shot. I missed it. I missed it. Dang it. I'll play it off like I did it on purpose. Let's getting the hole ready. Claw's a pretty good club. I know that there's stuff that's out there that's better, but if the only club that was that they threw in the bag was a claw, you could still get a lot of stuff done with it. It's got good backspin. It's missing a little teeny bit in every area, but it has tools in every area. It has topspin and backspin and it's not bad. I don't think it has distance though, but I can't remember. It's been so long since I used the claw. I keep thinking about shooting videos, like new videos for people that want to start playing, so you're not just watching old videos. Some new content. Show you like you can go out there and see what's available. This is another one of those holes. It seems like in rookie we play it at like plus 10 or 15, but I'm going to play this at plus 25. I think there's several of the holes here. I'm going to play it at plus 25. I'm not sure if they're plus 30 or plus 20, but I know we're doing something. And this hole right here is definitely, we'll see. This would be a great hole for a Thor's hammer. All right, 40. They gave us an opportunity here. Let's make sure our first bounce is inside of them. $9.7. It's 1.2 per ring. So there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 6, 9, 7. It puts me a couple rings in a power. We'll see how close we can get. Not bad. Could be worse. That was pretty straight up with some overpower, which we don't want to have to do. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I got time to take your money. Damn it. All right. Our slots are full. We need to clear out some room for a gold. Maybe I'll get some bonus action. I'll leave a slot in there. I'll be hopeful. A Grim Reaper. I actually want to play with that Grim Reaper. Go out there and play for a day. I played for a day with my Guardian, and with the headwind, if you're using a lot of backspin and you put on and you're dealing with headwind, that backspin is going to be extremely pronounced, and you're going to end up being way short. There is a really good shot here if you don't like going over the sand. There's a really good shot of just bringing it from here and just laying it up right here, and then it gives you this opening to the cup. It's not too bad. It's also possible to get around the bend and dribble through this and get out here, but because this angle is a little bit better, you can take the sand out of play. Anything from out here, you've got to contend with the sand, which isn't typically a big problem if you're in the fairway, but if you do end up in the rough, it may be a problem. My opponent is in the sand. And we all know how this game works. It's super easy to go from the sand to the sand, from the rough to the rough. Okay, I'm going to pull back to the plus. I'm going to pull back quite a bit. And I'm not going to put any more than 3 topspin. 3 and 3. 9, 3. 10% would be 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. Right there. Little curl. And a 7,000 ring right to the left. That was every bit of 2 rings. And I left myself so much room that if that was a problem, I got bigger issues. I did put too much curl on it though. What you want is them to put, what you want as a competitor is for them to put their ball guide in that pocket next to the sand. So if they miss their read, or if they hit it great to the left, or excuse me, the right like they did, it has a better shot of getting into the sand. And they fucking came super close to getting into the sand right there. Super close. Super. That was way too close. I'm going to do a 40%. There's max. There's min. I'm at minimum. There's mid. It's 1.5 at mid. It's 1.8. So I'm going to do 17.5 times 6.4 divided by 1.7. 527. 527. Perfect. And we'll see if that 40% is too much. And it was. Good. That means we can work down from there. I think I did a 20 last time, but I don't know that I hit it perfect. We learned something there. It's less than 40. Although in a headwind day, if you're in a tight spot, it's not a bad idea. If you're that tight to the cup, it's not a bad idea to over pull it just a little on those straight headwind days. Just make sure you get up there so you're not so tight. They're so close. I think that was a 2-ring grate to the right. I think a 3-ring might have made it. I think only a good would have missed. Close. Man, I thought I was going to miss 2 in a row. Jeez. Let them back in. Open the door. Damn it. Hate it when that happens. That's 2 times. This is a 30% times. I go first. What is the wind? 9.6 divided by, I think it's mid club. No, it's min. So it's 1.8. 6.93 rings. .93. There's 5, 6, 7, 6.93 and short shoot it. I misjudged it. I got my distance right, but I definitely had my left and right wrong. That'd have been close. Damn it. I thought I pulled far enough forward. What I should do when I do that is put my curl line along the red line, and then I know where it's at so that I can pull it forward far enough and I can pick a spot and then I can zoom in on it. I watched a video one time with Zachary Jones and he was talking about zooming in. He's like, when I say like make these adjustments and like you zoom in, like zoom in where you can tell me how many blades of grass are in the picture. Nice. Nice. Nice shot. Let's play again. Come on. Give us some bonus action here. Come on, baby. Come on. All right. I think that's it. That's an hour and 4 minutes. You already got some bonus action. What are you bitching about? I'm not sure whether I'm up. I think I actually might be down a little. It's got to be close. I think I might have been at one. That might be where I started. I'll have to go back and see. You'll know. You'll be able to watch the video again. Thanks for watching. Have fun, and I'll see you out there on the course playing some Tour 10. It's too bad we couldn't do friendlies Tour 10.